Picture this. FBI agents descend under the cover of night upon the secluded New Mexico mansion of Gene Hackman, an Oscar-winning legend who vanished from Hollywood's glare decades ago, only to be found under circumstances so bizarre you'd swear it was ripped from a film noir script. No sirens, no fanfare, just a silent raid on a quiet estate where Hackman and his wife Betsy would soon turn up dead alongside one of their dogs. Now the world wants to know, why on earth would the feds target a reclusive 94-year-old actor with a one sterling reputation? And that's only the first clue in a case that's spiraling into something far more sinister. Inside Hackman's home, investigators discovered hidden tunnels leading to dust-choked rooms, cryptic notes scrawled in shaky handwriting, and ominous documents stamped with warnings about national security. Even more chilling, rumors that Hackman had tried to blow the whistle on whatever lurked beneath his own property, but no one took him seriously until it was too late. Soon after the raid, Hackman mysteriously ended up on a slab in a morgue. The FBI refused to release findings from their search, and the actor's own children seemed nowhere in sight. Were they estranged by choice, or did they know something the rest of us don't? Whispers abounded in those last days. Hackman's phone calls, coded diaries, and frantic scribbles were part of a desperate attempt to expose a conspiracy that could upend Hollywood's squeaky clean facade, or even unearth dark secrets from the corridors of power. A cynic might write this off as the paranoid ramblings of an ailing star, except for the fact that the timing of his death and the hush from law enforcement feels almost scripted. Was this legend's silence before he could spill the truth about a hidden government project, or maybe reveal connections to underworld forces who prefer their dealings remain in the shadows? The deeper you dig, the murkier it gets, especially when you factor in the question of what Hackman's children might have seen on those security cameras, or why his file was loaded with cryptic references that can't be traced to any known assets. If you think that's enough to raise the hairs on your neck, you haven't heard the half of it. So buckle in and join Prestige Stories on this deep dive into the final days of a Hollywood colossus, a man whose cinematic achievements are now overshadowed by a labyrinth of locked doors, suspicious tunnels, and a chilling rumor mill that refuses to rest. Before you get lost in the madness, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because the revelations you're about to see could change how you view Gene Hackman, and maybe even Hollywood itself forever. Picture a quiet night in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where the desert wind carries more secrets than sand. Suddenly, without warning, FBI agents descend upon the secluded mansion of Oscar-winning legend Gene Hackman. No sirens, no flashing lights, just a silent operation that nobody was supposed to know about. The image is surreal. A 94-year-old, long-retired actor, once the talk of Hollywood, now at the center of a bizarre federal raid. And when the world finds out that Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa have been discovered dead, along with one of their dogs, the questions start piling up faster than the breaking news headlines. This is Prestige Stories, and what we're about to uncover might just change the way you remember one of cinema's greatest icons. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Prestige Stories, because the strangest Hollywood mysteries often hide right under our noses. For decades, Gene Hackman was considered a legend among legends, a two-time Academy Award winner with iconic roles in The French Connection, Unforgiven, Bonnie and Clyde, and Superman. Then, in 2004, he quietly withdrew from Hollywood and vanished into a peaceful retirement in New Mexico, seldom seen or heard from again. But beneath the surface of that seemingly serene existence, something darker was unfolding. According to insiders, the FBI had been monitoring Hackman's property for months, maybe even years, before they finally swooped in. Rumors circulated that strange transmissions were intercepted, or that Hackman had reached out to the authorities for reasons nobody could explain. Whatever triggered their investigation, one fact remains. Agents found far more than dusty film memorabilia. Hidden behind a bookshelf, they uncovered a sealed doorway leading to a cold, dimly lit room. Inside, they found cryptic photographs of unknown people, stacks of documents labeled classified, and a small black notebook scrawled with shaky handwriting. Passages like, "They are always listening," and "The tunnels connect further than I thought," left investigators reeling. Then, as if things weren't shocking enough, they stumbled upon a file marked "Eyes Only, National Security Threat." How on earth could a retired Hollywood actor get tangled in something so ominous? Days after the raid, The news broke that Hackman was dead, allegedly from natural causes. The timing was impossible to ignore. Had he known too much? Was he silenced? Officials offered no clarity. The FBI clammed up, citing ongoing inquiries. Hackman's family refused to speak, and those closest to him suddenly stopped answering calls. Speculation exploded across social media. Some pointed to his advanced age and frail condition, while others believed he was investigating a hidden government project or had stumbled upon details about Hollywood's darker side. His private notes revealed coordinates and coded messages that hinted at something far more expansive than a single estate could contain. Was Hackman quietly pursuing the truth about underground tunnels rumored to exist near his property? Was he keeping quiet about events that might reshape history? The hush from law enforcement only fueled suspicion that he'd gotten too close to something dangerous. Then came the equally puzzling question. Where were Hackman's children throughout all this? Friends and fans alike wondered why none of his 3 kids seemed to be by his side in his final years. Unlike many celebrity families who make headlines with lavish gatherings, Hackman's children lived conspicuously separate from him. After his first marriage ended in divorce, a rift seemed to form. Over time, contact diminished until it became practically non-existent. So when the FBI discovered massive files, secret compartments, and suspicious connections, did the children know something about their father's secret life? Or were they kept in the dark, choosing to stay away from a man who had either pushed them out or pulled away himself? To this day, nobody in the Hackman family has spoken publicly about the hidden tunnels, the cryptic documents, or the unnatural timing of his death. But the details only get stranger. After Hackman and Betsy were found deceased, local investigators discovered a labyrinth of underground passages stretching far beneath the property. Passages lined with crates of unknown materials, dusty old letters, and symbols carved into the stone walls. Some rooms appear to be arranged for gatherings, with chairs in a circle and bizarre markings etched into every surface. The official explanation hinted at a possible escape route from another era. Yet the presence of personal items belonging to unknown individuals threw everything into doubt. The entire mansion took on an unsettling aura, as though every corridor, every piece of furniture had a sinister backstory. One question haunted authorities. Was Hackman complicit, or had he inherited these secrets from a previous owner? Had he discovered the tunnels late in life and become obsessed with unraveling their purpose? The black notebook found with him certainly implied a man consumed by riddles, someone convinced that powerful forces watched his every step. All the while, the FBI's refusal to make any formal statements has kept the public in a fervor of speculation. Some propose that the tunnels and classified documents are remnants of a government operation from the Cold War accidentally uncovered by Hackman. Others suspect he might have harbored explosive truths about Hollywood, a dark labyrinth of secrets involving famous elites. The abrupt end to his life, especially at the ripe old age of 94, could be chalked up to natural causes. Yet the timing of the raid is far too convenient for many conspiracy theorists to ignore. If he was, in fact, part of a deeper investigation, did Hackman attempt to blow the whistle on something enormous, only to be silenced before he could speak? While these revelations seized the media's attention for a brief moment, Hollywood at large gave a lukewarm response. Gone were the days when the industry would revere Hackman for his genius. It was as though Tinseltown had already moved on to younger, more lucrative stars, leaving an aging legend to his private tomb of secrets. Neighbors in Santa Fe recall glimpses of Betsy making hushed phone calls, anxious about something that Gene didn't want to face. Some nights, they heard faint noises echoing from beneath the mansion's foundation, but no one dared to pry. If any staff grew suspicious of the property's hidden tunnels, they never went public. Now, we're left with a swirl of half-truths and unanswered questions. Did Hackman's unwavering privacy mask a labyrinth of conspiracies? Did his own children refuse to see him because they feared or resented him? And what exactly were those coded messages referencing tunnels and they are always listening? To add to the enigma, local authorities investigating Hackman's final hours discovered that not only was the official cause of death inconclusive, but a level of dehydration in both Hackman and Betsy suggested they'd been dead longer than initially reported. One dog was found lifeless in a crate, while 2 others roamed the mansion in a daze. Medicine bottles were scattered near. Betsy's body, Yet no one knows if she tried to save Hackman or herself in those final moments. Was it a medical emergency gone wrong, or something planned? The FBI's sealed records only deepen our uncertainty. So, is Gene Hackman's shocking and cautionary tale an aging star who locked himself away with buried demons? Or was he a man on the verge of revealing secrets too explosive for the public eye? Perhaps the truth lies in those subterranean chambers, in coded words scribbled on loose scraps of paper, or in the silent heartbreak of children who never came to say goodbye. For now, the answers remain sealed behind FBI vaults and withheld documents, leaving us with a Hollywood tragedy that brims with mysteries, each more confounding than the last. We may never know exactly what the agents uncovered, who built those tunnels, or whether Hackman's own hand guided the events that ushered him to a suspiciously timed death. If you've been compelled by these hidden details and lingering questions, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Prestige Stories, your go-to source for unearthing Hollywood's darkest and most intriguing secrets. Was Gene Hackman a victim of forces beyond his control, or did he spend his final years wrestling with a puzzle so large it devoured him? The only certainty is that a giant of the screen exited life with all the quiet tension of a film noir finale, faded black on an ending that leaves us both terrified and desperate for answers.